So 4 stars for that. Does somebody have a question?
I was going to say, I wish more things would stop after one series and not try to have a second one. It's like the Midwich Cuckoos. I hope that doesn't ever come back with a second series. It absolutely could, but it's much more powerful to stop when it does.
Yeah, I mean, from a business point of view, I can understand why you would want to do that.
Yeah.
Because everything is a risk. Everything is a risk, and you don't know whether it's going to work or not. And if you're going to try and have, like, the idealist head on, if you make one thing that is successful, it gives you enough money to take a chance on a whole bunch of other things. That's not what usually happens. They find something that's successful and they milk it and milk it and milk it until they destroy it, and then they try and replace it without ever taking a risk on anything new. That's what tends to happen. But I mean, so with that head on, I can understand that if you've done something that people like this, let's give them more of it and let's make more money. Let's from my point of view, I'm like, let's keep some more cameramen in business and let's keep some more actors and directors and keep the industry going by this thing that people like, and let's give them more of it. I understand that, but there are some times when it's kind of like you can see they only had story for one, and then you have to jump over backwards and jump through hoops and tie yourself in pretzels trying to restart the story, like the last Matrix movie. But
well, I was thinking about that. I was watching, that keeps popping up on my list to watch, the most recent series of Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, Handmaid's Tale.
It had this sort of it came back, obviously with the very iconic, the red and these sort of wimples almost. And the first couple of seasons were, even though it gone beyond the book, I thought, yeah, amazing. And then as they went on, I'm thinking, how many times can she sort of escape and then get recaptured and escape and get recaptured and going back into Gilead? And this last season, I literally watched the first episode and I thought, you know what? I'm almost to the point of I don't really care.
I'm done.
What else you do with these characters? I've had enough now. And so I haven't actually managed to watch this last season. I just got to the point where I thought, what else can you do? She's escaped from Gilead, so she's going to go back into Gilead again and then escape again?
Sounds like Prison Break.
What more can you do with it?
I gave up about 3 series ago. I was just like, it's done what I need to do. And I've got, of course, I can't think what the name of the sequel is.
Testaments.
Yes, which I haven't read. I
haven't read it yet either. I bought it as soon as it came out.
Yep. I had it on pre-order. It arrived. Never opened it.
I haven't read it yet.
Will do. And I gather Margaret Atwood has a new book out because Kindle alerted me today. As an aside.
Yes, I think I got an alert as well saying this is the author that you've read.
So I would but essentially what you've just described, Sharon, is the same reason why the 4th season of Killing Eve came and went and barely registered, barely flickered on my memory. I'm like, when I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, there is a 4th season. Oh well, carry on with my life.
In some ways, you've just got to know when to end it. Because I was thinking, if you look at something like Detectorists, they did sort of, I think, 3 seasons and then like 2 Christmas specials, and that's it. And like this latest Christmas special they did is like sort of 4 or 5 years after it. I think they're like Mackenzie Crook and Toby Jones. It's like they know their story. They know when is enough. And I think they've said, as much as people clamour for it and they want it, if the story's not there, we're not doing it. And so they've said, this is it. And it's almost like a perfect.
I wish only Murder was in the Building had done it, because I'm disappointed there's another series of that coming. And I can't believe I'm disappointed to get
Yeah. Only Murders in the Building. I mean, I eventually saw season 2, and I have to say, Only Murders in the Building season 2, the best thing about it is the characters. You love the characters and you love hanging out with the characters, but it is lacking in story. Season 2 of Murder, I have to admit,
diminishing returns.
Yeah, the story isn't there. And if you start thinking about the story for longer than 5 minutes, you're like, wait a second, what the and secret tunnel, and it does kind of fall apart. But and the 3rd season, it seems like it's being pushed a bit much. But I mean, they got Meryl Streep in it, so I think what they're banking on is you're just gonna love the people who are in it, even though that the mystery surrounding them might not be up to scratch. And also, it's selling Hisley Celine Hisley is the other lady who plays Jen in Am I Being Unreasonable, and she co-wrote this with Daisy May Cooper. Cool. Sorry for forgetting about your name, Celine. Now, we are going to move on after that impromptu chat, which I quite liked, about things going on for way too long. Like this podcast.